Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Triple N Talk Show. I am Dr. Nik Nikam, and this is Wednesday, August 19th, 2015. We have two special programs today. During first half of the hour, we are going to be talking about the aim for Seva, and during second half of the hour, we're going to talk about Hindi language and Indian culture. First, we're going to talk about the aim for Seva. My special guests are Narayan Prasad and Chandra. Welcome to Nik Nikam Network Talk Show, Triple N Talk Show. And ladies and gentlemen, you can watch this on YouTube coming to you live. And also, we would recommend you download our app, which is Triple N Media for Android or Apple. And you can follow us either through YouTube, Google Hangout, or Google Plus, and Facebook, and all other social media. Anyway, let's begin with our topic for today, which is aim for Seva. Okay, let's start off with you, Narayan. What is aim for Seva? Maybe you can define what is aim for Seva.
Yeah, aim for Seva. Actually, aim for Seva is actually aim is the shortened version of All India Movement for Seva.
I see.
It's not that's how, because aim also is a word by itself, but it's All India Movements for Seva.
Oh, that's interesting, because I thought you were going to aim for some Seva, which is service, something like that.
And also the name has a significance here.
Yeah,
it's a movement by itself.
Oh, I see.
The movement has been started in 2001. It's going strong even after 15 years. So it's a movement which has come across India. So we'll talk about more on what is meant by aim for Seva. Actually, in fact, to put in a simple way, it's a sheltering initiative for the kids. We call it free student homes.
I see.
We have several students' homes where we have the kids, especially particularly in rural places like villages and even tribal areas. It's not just a student home. We give a holistic place for students to live, grow, and learn.
So what is the main purpose of this Seva?
See, the way it started off, actually very interesting. How it started off, that I think it'll be nice to know. So then it defines the purpose too. See, the whole thing, this movement was started by Puja Swami Dayananda Saraswati. And as you know, he is one of the world-renowned Vedanta studies person. And he came to US, long time,
in the 80s.
In the 80s, he was the first person who came to US and started teaching Vedanta and everything.
I see.
And he used to visit several villages and rural places in India.
I see.
And whenever he visits, is one of the main teachings or the suggestion to this tribal place is sending them to school.
I see.
He knows the values of education. He used to tell everywhere, hey, you need to send the students to school. Education is the primary important. If you get the primary education, things will come along.
I see,
But somewhere in 2000 or 2001, when we was going to one of the villages in Tamil Nadu, 2000, a lady there asked, hey, we are ready to send to school, but schools are not here. It's about 8-10 miles away. And these kids are supposed to walk. And what is that you can do? Can you help us out? Can you hold them in your chatralaya? Or can you build a place for them to stay close to school? I think that's what sparked.
That's fascinating. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Triple N Talk Show. I am Dr. Nik Nikam, and my special guests are Narayan Prasad and Chandra, and we are talking about the aim for Seva. Okay, what is the magnitude of this lack of education or educational facilities in India?
I would say it's very, very significant in the sense, if you look at typical schools, the dropout rate is quite high. Parents are struggling already with their finances. They cannot afford the skyrocketing expenses. And then on the other hand, there's also an immense pressure on the child to go into child labor rather than go to school to study. Why waste my money in school? I would rather make money by sending you to child labor. That's the kind of thing. And then add to that the long distance they have to commute, sometimes even through forests. In fact, in our recent newsletter, we published a photo where the girls are actually sliding with a cable, and it should not be that hard to get education.
That is true. Oh, okay.
I just want to add a couple of things here. the magnitude of problem in
Yeah.
India, I think even though we tell India is advancing and everything,
Yeah.
it'd be interesting to see the figures. There are around 600,000 villages.
I see.
Huge. And in terms of population, even today, our population in India population is about 1.2 billion.
Yeah.
About 0.8 billion is rural,
Rural, yeah.
and 0.4 billion
Percent.
is urban.
That's
That's a
amazing.
big
Yeah.
difference. Also, many of the villages does not have
Yeah.
schools. Even there are studies available, like Maharashtra is supposed to be
Yeah.
well-developed state. There are about have some 2,000 villages without school.
Well, I guess that's
And
where that
UP
Slumdog Millionaire
Yeah.
came from, the movie idea.
UP, around
That's true.
10,000 villages does not have schools.
Yeah.
So that's the situation where we are in India today.
So
even
this
though
is
we
a
are
humongous problem.
So we have these many organizations, as you know.
Yeah.
Even then, it's not easy to solve.
So it's like a drop in the bucket, I would
Yeah.
think. Okay.
But on the other hand, if you look at it,
Yeah.
there's well-established Indians out there in the rest of the world.
That's right.
Very well-to-do. If you look at single factor that contributed to their own advancement in career, it is their education.
Absolutely.
They focused on their education, and everything else fell into
That's
line.
been said and highlighted by our Tamil Nadu originated
Sundar Pichai is there as the latest
who said
example.
most of his success is due to the upbringing from his parents and all the things that he got from his roots. And I guess that's clear. Same thing Nadella says. So absolutely right. When we put the right foundation, we're going to get much better fruits.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay, you were telling about a lady. Okay, let's continue with that story about this lady, who said, she didn't have any educational opportunities or facilities to send her kids to.
Yeah. Actually, her name was Papamma.
Okay.
And very well known because now that's how it started.
I see, yeah.
It started off in 2000. And definitely, since she raised that question,
the
first student home came over there.
I see.
And I think, that has been flourishing very well, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And this is in what city?
This is in Karnataka.
I see.
I think it is near Shimoga or something.
I
I'm not
see.
sure
Okay.
exactly which city it is. But that's where it all started.
Yeah. So once this first school started, how did the message get across beyond that area?
I would say, they saw the success. Some children went there, and suddenly the parents found that, there's something coming back to them in terms of a positive response. They see the overall integrated growth of these children. How their, the intentions about what they want to do in their life, suddenly took a different turn to the positive side. And then slowly it picked up community after community.
I see, yeah.
And but we have a humongous challenge in the sense India has got about 600 and plus districts.
Yeah.
And the intention of Aim for Seva is to get at least one free student home in every one of these districts. And we are about 104 plus now.
I see, yeah.
And but I would say about 1/6 of the dream is already fulfilled
that's
in a
pretty
short
good,
journey of
actually,
15 years.
Yeah.
It all started in 2000 when Swamiji founded it, and it's only 15 years. We've got there. So it's been going through some aggressive growth. There are children who have come out through the entire system for, say, about 12, 13 years of education.
Yeah.
And they've seen the other side. Some of them even come back to Aim for Seva to teach other children in this whole thing. So it's overall a very, very positive experience for everybody.
That's absolutely right.
The interesting aspect of what I was telling, one is the education.
Yeah.
See, at the same time, it's not just the education for a kid. You need to put all other factors like a place where they can study,
I see, yeah.
and the food and a culture. So that's very important. Not just we had all those things.
That is true.
Parents provided everything.
When they say, education is studying science, math, and literature and all these things, but it's like educating the whole family, because when you're educating one child, it rubs on to the rest of the family members, because that's how my father was able to keep up with he had 7 children, and every time one was going to business, another one was going to science, another one was going to law, and he kept up with all these different modalities of education, and he was pretty well versed even with medical topics and all this, as when I was attending medical school.
So, Doctor, you brought in a very big point. That's what we call the Aim for Seva student who is home away from home.
I see.
It's a home, and we have caretakers there.
Yeah.
And the caretakers provide all these things like caring atmosphere, like a parent provides.
I see.
So that's a big difference. I think
they also learn some vocational skills as part of the their growth. It's not just bookish knowledge. They also learn how to do the maintenance work around the place.
Oh, I see.
They learn how to do yoga. Place. They do a lot of self-supporting model is there.
That's fascinating. So it goes beyond just learning phonics, letters, or math numbers. And all
because just education would not do these days.
That's right.
You need to have the good ethics too. And
you're developing a whole person. It's not just some academic.
Yeah, nurturing good citizens for the future.
That's fascinating. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Triple N Talk Show. I am Dr. Nik Nikam, and we are talking about the aim for Seva. My special guests are Narayan Prasad and Chandra, and we are tell us about how is this all 110 school programs you talked about, how are they supported, and how many students are in each of these facilities?
Right.
So as of now, this 104 plus are spread over 15 states of India.
I see.
And as of now, I think what we're telling, our coverage around 14,000 students.
I see. Yeah. Active students.
Active students.
Yeah.
Currently enrolled.
I see. Yeah.
And all the students or their families, we do not take a single, I think I should tell pie, in India. Everything is supported by donations and charities.
Yeah.
And the charities comes from not just US, we are raising funds
all over the world.
I see. And in fact, in Houston, we started, the first program was in 2005.
That was in 2005. I started with one individual. He's also coming next week here to Houston. Okay. He's right now in Ohio.
I see.
His name is Dr. Jayakumar Srinivasan. Mm-hmm. He was the kind of founding person here for Houston Aim for Seva. And he basically invested his own personal savings into Chatralaya, student home, in one of the districts of Tamil Nadu in Salem, and then that's how it picked up. And then he slowly started, telling the others in the community about it, and of course with the blessings of Pujya Swamiji, Dayanand Saraswati, it all picked up. And now we have a very, very effective group here. 2005 is when we started. It's now about 7 or I would say every 2 years we used to have a program, which is a fundraiser. But nowadays we do it on a large scale. Every year there is a program. And this year, for example, there's a program called Sundara Kandam. Yeah, it's going to happen in Houston. Going to be held on Friday, the 28th.
Yeah, we'll talk about Friday. It momentarily.
So come back to your question. See, this is the moment we talk about Houston, but this is happening across the world. We have several corporates in India also as financing, and many corporates have recognized Aim for Seva as a 501c organization. They match funds.
I see.
In that way. So that's how we are able to run these Chatralayas. But even though it's a challenge.
Oh, okay. When the students come and stay here, they are staying for the entire duration of the course, and how many years? Are they
easily talking about, I would say about 12 years of education.
We are talking entire from elementary to completion of the high school level education.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. And it's all provided to them, including boarding, lodging, education, cultural uplifting.
Clothing.
Full integrated development.
Interestingly, I think just to add, the schooling system in India is not bad.
Yeah.
We have schools. We have like government schools in every place. The problem is the students does not go, and there's a lot of dropouts, right? So that's where the gap is today. So that's how we are feeling it.
Well, I have to attest to that. We have excellent government schools because I went to a government medical school and I was successfully practiced at the Texas Medical Center for almost 3.5 decades. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Triple N Talk Show, and we are talking about the Aim for Seva. Yes, we want you to aim for Seva and support it in every way possible. And okay, let's continue and let's talk. How do you measure the success of your program in terms of what you have been able to achieve in transforming these children in the rural area?
Okay, there are several ways, and there are several success stories behind this, and there's no limit for them. Number one, the pass rates.
Yeah.
Before the pass rate, the retain rate.
Yeah.
Because the dropout rate is about 80%, whereas in our Chatralayas, the dropout rate is in single digits. The students come here, they remain. Next, the pass rate in the schools, it's 90%.
Hmm.
90% of them are
A
passing.
lot of them
Actually,
are.
So are
toppers
they
too.
being tested against the same standard
Same-
as the
same-
national
yeah.
high school or middle school
same
standards?
standards,
Is that
same
right?
exams.
Yes.
So they're getting the same kind of books and all this?
Yes.
Oh,
the same.
okay.
Absolutely same. Yeah.
Oh,
And interestingly, 60% of them go to college. And we're talking of rural area, not in urban.
yeah.
So that's a very good
So these
success.
are all people who probably would have never gone beyond
Right.
second
They-
grade or
No,
third
no.
grade.
They
in
would
their
probably have
life.
ended up as a child labor somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what you're looking at, or sometimes even Naxalites.
that's right.
Yeah.
Actually, I can talk about something on the success stories
Yeah.
also if you want now or later on.
Okay,
There are some
okay.
great
Let's
success
tell
stories.
us. Give us some examples as to how these people who are picked up from rural areas and given this excellent, I would say, a total transformation in their life, how they have been able to make use of the training they got here to succeed in life like the rest of the students.
Okay.
in the
I have some 4 examples
Yeah.
because this speaks about everything. There's a lot more.
Yeah.
Just 4 is enough at this time.
Yeah.
The one, his name is Nittur Sunita.
Yeah.
Okay. And she's in Karnataka.
Yeah.
She came through our Chatralaya. She is warden in Karnataka's business department.
That's fascinating.
That's
Yeah.
great. The next one
He's out to transform other lives too.
Yeah.
and there's another. See, I'm giving examples of different locations.
Yes.
It spreads throughout
Okay.
India. His name is Baladev Baria.
Yeah.
He's an engineer at Tata Motors.
Yeah.
He came out of our Chatralaya.
Program.
Next, Hirmak Bhargav.
Yeah.
He's an MP. He just got admitted to IIT.
Yeah.
So that's one of the best success story we have. He just got admitted to IIT. He's now starting his college, what do you call, higher studies in IIT.
That's fascinating.
And there's another student.
Yeah.
His name is Muthu Prakash. He's an engineering student at Anna University. He's coming from a tribal chapter.
Tribal area.
So we have several success stories.
That's fascinating. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Triple N Talk Show. It's coming to you live on YouTube. You can also subscribe to our apps for Android or Apple. Just go and download NNN Media app, and then you can follow us round the clock, and you can also watch all our previously recorded talk shows on YouTube. We are talking about the aim for Seva, and my special guests are Narayan Prasad and Chandru. Okay, let's talk about how are all these schools funded? What does it cost to fund each one of these schools per year, and how are the funds brought to these centers?
What we have found over the years is that it is a kind of, the numbers keep moving depending on the dollar value and all that.
Yeah.
But what we have found is, to care for a child for a whole year,
Yes.
in all possible ways. This is your typical roti, kapda, or makan.
Yeah.
And on top of that, making them good citizens.
That's true.
Integrated development. You're looking at about, $450
Yeah.
per child for 12 months. So that is the kind of, average that we found over the years for providing this kind of care. And then a typical Chatralaya has about, maybe up to 50 students. So you're looking at the infrastructure that is required, in terms of building a Chatralaya, making it in a, correct locality where more students will come. And then we also have what is called an ACE fund. ACE stands for Aim for Seva Children's Endowment Fund, Child Endowment Fund.
Mm-hmm.
And where the funds are going to an account, only the interest is used.
I see.
For sustaining these Chatralayas. So that's another way to people, for people to donate to the cause. So we have various ways in which people can donate. They're all, right from $40 that somebody can give. Maybe it's the cost of a dinner that you take out your family once. It's $40. For that, you can basically
you can't
provide.
even go to McDonald's and take your family and get a dinner for $40.
Right. That's the kind of thing. That's where it starts.
Yeah.
But fundamentally, I need to say the word Seva here is very important.
Yeah.
Seva, is a unique word. It doesn't really have a English equivalent.
Yeah.
Seva means deep, heartfelt care and expecting no returns. Returns from the person who is donating. And what is important, as Swamiji says, the giving dhanam, the charity, is actually, giving you 2 types of blessings.
That's true.
Both to the person who is donating as well as the person who is receiving.
Yeah.
It's in both ways it is a blessing.
That's right. Yeah.
And that's why it needs to be nurtured. So that's where it all starts. And the more volunteers and helping hands we have in making this dream come true, it's going to be more successful.
You mentioned $450 per year, and there are some statistics in this country which says that it was many years ago. It cost $14,000 to raise a high school kid, whether he's in school or in jail.
Interesting.
Whether the parents pay or the state pays, it's still coming out of parents' pocket.
Right. Yeah.
That's a difference in scale of economy here. So we can raise actually $450 for a kid throughout the year, food, clothing, everything. And also, you just asked about running cost and everything.
Yeah.
Depending on the size of this Chathalaya, or we call a student's home,
yeah,
it may vary between $10,000 to something like $25,000 to run to one Chathalaya.
I see. Yeah. How many students are each one of these units?
It varies anywhere from 20 to 50.
Some close to some.
Some of them are even more. Some of them are even more. I would say the average is about 50. I would say.
So how many teachers are there in each one of these places?
So interestingly, that's what we have volunteers who come and help them out with homework and everything.
Yeah.
But they go to a school nearby. Government. Many of the places there's a government school nearby. The government school are thriving since we have Chathalaya.
I see. Yeah.
So these teachers are there in the government school, and we provide all the remaining support for the children.
Oh, okay.
Interestingly, we talk of Chathalaya or free students, but we have developed the ecosystem there. Because we have gone there, and many of the villages we have seen, there's a requirement for hospitals.
Yeah.
So we have a few locations we started hospitals, and we have some women welfare projects in those.
And these are providing free health care. When we say hospitals, these are providing plastic surgery, eye care, and women's care. These things are coming in, and they're all provided free of cost.
Yeah. Every time you talk about fundraising, the first question people ask in this country is, what percentage of the fundraising goes to the actual cause?
Right. That's a very important question.
Yeah.
And the good news is that our average is less than 10% goes to administrative or other things. So the remaining part goes straight to the beneficiary, and that's the biggest advantage. In fact, we have been rated, given the 4-star rating by another independent organization called Charity Navigator. They gave us a 4 out of 4.
I see. Yeah.
And it just as recent as a couple of months back, it was reviewed and audited, and they certified to give us a 4-star rating.
How does Seva program differ from some of the other fundraising programs for like educational charities like Pratham or any other ones?
I would say they all have a purpose.
Yes.
We are not competing with anyone. But at the same time, Aim for Seva has a more integrated development in focus. It's not just education. It's not just shelter. It's not just to help or anything like. It's a combined, vision.
Yeah.
That's where it is kind of unique, I would say.
Okay. What is the ultimate goal of Aim for Seva?
Yeah, I think Chandra made that point also earlier.
Yeah.
The vision is set by our Puja Swamiji. I think it's a big vision. He said 15 years back, and we are thriving. His vision is to have one Chathalaya at every district, 600 plus. So ultimate goal is that. And we have proven that every Chathalaya we are able to reach that 90% or plus pass rates, and the students who study are going to higher education. So we'll definitely sure that this will happen once we reach that 600 in every district. So that's a tall order.
But the mission is huge. Humongous, yeah.
Well, it all has to begin with the concept.
Yes.
What is it? John F. Kennedy said, 10 years from now, we're going to put a man on the moon.
Right.
We didn't even have any
that's right.
hardware, software, or technology to even, put a man on the moon at that time. So as long as, I think it's first having a vision and then just keeping at it. I mean, I think that's one of the best things about some people with passion.
Correct.
It just doesn't matter how. Sometimes I guess these visions are so bigger than individual person, like Gandhi's vision to free India, and same thing with Nelson Mandela and all these people. I mean, that's what it takes to raise all these programs. Just like a space shuttle takes so much more power to lift it off the ground than for it to land.
Yeah, you're right. See, that vision is something much bigger than not you, much bigger than society.
Yeah.
That's where the movement will start. It's not one individual.
Absolutely.
Look at the big
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Triple N Talk Show. I am Dr. Nik Nikam. This is being live video streamed to YouTube, and you can watch this on demand at a later time. And you can also download our app, which is NNN Media, and you can also listen to us on the internet. And we also have a link to Google Plus and Facebook and all our social media connections. We're talking about the aim for Seva, and my special guests here are Narayan Prasad and Chandra. Okay, let's talk about your upcoming fundraising gala, which is going to be coming up pretty soon, right? In a couple of days. Okay,
right.
Tell us about it next week.
Actually, we are doing this type of, we call as this program is something like an appreciation program for the fundraising. We start the fundraising somewhere at the first quarter of every year normally, and like it's a third quarter we try to have a program.
I see.
It's normally what we've done. We started this big program in 2010 actually.
Correct. Yeah.
2010
Kind of a national.
yeah.
Earlier it was all disjointed, but now we have a national coordination committee.
Yeah.
Like this year, we are doing it in 19 different cities in the U.S. And it, our expectation is that, by having a successful program in each one of these 19 cities, we're going to be able to raise, somewhere close to about $1 million towards this kind of initiative.
Yeah.
So this program is Sundarakandam. It's a dance drama.
Yeah.
The group is actually
Bharatanjali from Chennai.
I see. Yeah.
So a group of 12 professional dancers.
I see. Yeah.
They're coming here. It is Sundarakandam. We all know what Sundarakandam is about.
Yeah.
But this is going to be a music plus dance drama.
And it's going to be held at Stafford Center?
It's at the Stafford Center, not the old one, but the new one. It's on Cash Road. And it's going to be on Friday, the 28th, which is a week, so from now.
Yeah.
Next week, and it's going to be starting at about 6:30 for seating, and 7 o'clock the actual program starts. And it's going to be wonderful because these people who are working behind the scenes here, they've been rehearsing it for about 6 months now.
Yeah.
And they've already had a very successful program in Chennai itself, and it's been received. It has received rave reviews in many of the Indian newspapers. It's come about. So that's the plan, and we're all working hard. There's probably only a handful of volunteers here in Houston working towards this.
Don't worry, when it's picture time, there will be a lot more people.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So they just want to add how people can help. This,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah. Let's talk
That's
about
right? How
ladies and
people can help
gentlemen.
them for
That's the
Seva.
most important part of fundraising, and also aim for Seva or any kind of charitable service that we do. And as you said, the charitable service is you feel good both ways. The person who is giving it and the person who is receiving it. Actually, the person who is giving it will probably feel it more than the person who is receiving it, because the immense pleasure you get internally is something you just can't compare it to any materialistic things.
Yeah. Unfortunately, in Houston, we do have a number of these kind of people who don't even want their names to be announced. That they were one of the donors. They just want to be anonymous, and they've been giving us support year after year. Very significant support.
Yeah.
And as of today, we have raised about $86,000. And of course, we see the Sundarakandam event as a moment of celebration for us, both for the hardworking volunteers as well as the donors who have shown their very kind support over the years. So that's how we see it, and we are looking forward to maybe about 900 people attending the event.
That's very
on
good.
that day.
Okay.
And, it's going to follow by a dinner too.
Oh, okay.
So this time we packaged it so that the ticket price includes a dinner.
There you go, gentlemen. This is going to be held at the Stafford Center on Cash Road on Friday, August 28, 2015, starting at 6:30 p.m. This dance drama is going to start at 7 p.m. and that will be followed by boxed dinner, and you can sit there and eat and network with your friends, or take the dinner home and eat it at your home. Okay, let's talk about, we got another minute, about how people can donate to this great cause.
A couple of areas of donation. One is very simple.
Yeah.
That have $450. There can be multiples of that. or you can have even 6 months donation like $225. It can be done on the aim for, if you go to aim for Seva, houston.org, there's a link to donate.
I see. Yeah.
They can go there. There's several denominations. They can donate right there. Or if people are interested, they can come over to the event on that day. We'll be having the box office will open early around 5 o'clock. They can buy tickets, or they can walk in, donate, and get VIP passes. So we'll have people there, volunteers will be readily, we can entertain them with that.
Yeah.
So
There's
we'll
also a
have
whole lot of
volunteers
people
that day.
who kind of do direct credit from their accounts.
I see.
And it's like about $40 every month.
I see,
One
yeah.
gentleman was telling me, I don't even know I'm donating to you.
Yeah.
Once I set it up, it's going to go on
I see, automatically each month.
until such time I I change my mind or cancel that process. It's going to keep going, and I'm very happy that I did it today. So there's a lot of folks who are very excited about these kind of things. Of course, a lot of this goes to the blessings we receive from Pujya Swamiji, Dayanand Saraswati. That's what keeps us all going in terms of our inspiration and energy. And I think you're coming close to the event.
Yeah, gentlemen, it's been a
I just want to
pleasure
finish
talking.
with just one thing.
Yeah.
There is actually a Sanskrit saying. It says, Vidya dadati vinayam, vinayat yati patratam, patratvat dhanam apnoti, dhanat dharmam tataha sukham. So if a student goes and asks the guru, how do I find happiness in life?
Yeah.
He says it all starts with education. Once you have education, you're going to get humility. And from humility, you're going to have a strong character and integrity. When you are a person of integrity, then the rest of the world honors you by giving you business or whatever you need in life to make you more wealthy and prosperous. And from that comes your duty to the society to give it back to the society, especially to the needy people in terms of dharma.
Yes.
That is your real duty. And then from there only you derive happiness. This is what that says. It's only 2 lines. It captures the essence of
like
Seva.
Summed up the entire human life from birth till we start realizing.
They said that in just 2 lines, and it's just amazing.
Thank you, Narayan and Chandru, for being on Triple N Talk Show.
Thanks
Ladies
for
and
your
gentlemen,
opportunity.
we are going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking about Hindi language and Indian culture. Stay tuned.
Thanks, Nick. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity.